Hey everybody, this is Cree tuning in on the right side of 50. Hope everybody's having a productive Wednesday. I most certainly am trying. So, anyway, I just want to talk a little bit. First of all, I hope everybody, is going through their journey, their mental health journey, especially because right now, especially in the world that we live in, that's definitely very important. There are a lot of topics out there, whether it's politically, to me, politics pretty much runs it all. So, concerns that we have right now. Um, I know most of us probably, right now you're just trying to make it. That would be priority for you guys out there to feed your families, to survive. I was online the other day and, every day, but um, just watching, what's been going on for the longest and people who are out here struggling, could barely pay their rent. And I'm not talking about the ones who choose to live in their vans or their car. I'm talking about the ones who didn't have a choice. It just makes me think how, even though most people want to be in a better place, there's so many of us out there that are less fortunate and don't have the options that some of us do. So the everyday struggle is not really so much what I'm, speaking on because um, the average person who's on the everyday struggle, they're doing what they were taught, they're doing what they know how to do, what they can achieve, what's available to them. So that's definitely not what I'm talking about because most of us out here, yes, we're out here working, we're hustling, whether you have some sort of company or corporate job, whether you work, Amazon or, you know, anything, healthcare. We have a lot of healthcare workers out here, or even gig work. I've done gig work. I've done it for years. I did it for years, excuse me, on the side. Always had, in most cases, a main job and then always having to do that side hustle. Okay. Not really because I wanted to, because I had to. We have to, we're all out here trying to push, we're struggling, we're hustling, just to make a dollar, just to make it stretch. And see if we can divide that dollar, 1,000 ways, just to get things paid. Um, and when you look back prior to 2020 and then look at now, like, people talking about the rent and yeah, I'm one of them because the pricing out here, I know it's based on your city, your town, uh, north versus south, midwest, east coast, west coast, all that is going to play a part on your dollar. So reflecting back on, the job market, to me, it hasn't changed much. It's most of these companies out here, many of them, and I'm are paying barely enough for survival. um, and I'm talking about even jobs out there that have the audacity to want all type of degrees, but they're not paying degree money. So that always baffles me. But that's baffled me forever. You want somebody to have some sort of bachelor's or some sort, but you're paying, I don't know, 50,000 a year. There's a lot of jobs out here that pay 50,000 or better, and you don't need all of that. And in this day and age, they're making things, especially I guess in the IT world, and they're making things more accessible where you can maybe just take a course, or a couple of courses and then get on board. A lot of people, they are reacting to right now, what they can do right now, what they can afford right now. So the average person can't get online and say, hey, let me start this business. Hey, let me do this. Oh, this course is out here. Oh, you want $1,500? You want $2,500 for your course? Most people are not equipped to pay that kind of money. Um, as much as they would love to, we just can't, everybody can't do that. To learn something. And then there's no guarantee, especially if you're out here on YouTube University and you're trying to find some type of course, you're trying to learn something, there's no guarantee that you'll be successful. And there's no guarantee that they're even teaching you the best way or the proper way. Um, that's always been my hang up with that. It's a lot of things that I would love to learn out there. But again, who's got the extra money to learn? I know they said, well, you know, if it's important to you, you'll find a way to invest in yourself. Well, that's only to a point. Can you really say that? Everybody doesn't have that ability to get that second and third income just so they can afford your course to learn how to work for themselves. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that probably, because you have to understand there's only enough room for so many chiefs and so many Indians. Everybody is not entrepreneurial, minded. Everybody is not meant to do that, and that's understandable. Everybody has a place on the chain of where they what they should be doing, and then everybody's not interested in doing that anyway. But for the ones out here who are, gotta forgive me. It's my allergies. I don't think I'm getting sick. It's just my allergies. Let's hope. But anyway, so that's been concerned. I've seen some reasonable courses and things out here but again, it just depends on what you want to do. And then you got to make time in your regular day. A lot of people out here have children. They have people they have to take care of. Might be elderly. Might be your parents, somebody in your family that you have to take care of, and you just don't have that kind of time. So that kind of draws a line on what you're trying to learn as well. Okay, so I could say since 2020, I've been trying to learn and pick up things, do things. I was out here for a couple of years back in during that time, that depressing time, and I was doing the mobile notary work, and I got out of it pretty much what I put in. So there was no complaints there. I had a lot of work. The money was good, everything, but all good things tend to come to an end. So for the most part, I was working it with another job on the side. Um, I did that for some time, and like I said, I made pretty good money. Could have probably made a lot better money if I had my own um, clients, but I was working as an independent contractor for other um, what are they? I guess kind of like firms. I don't remember the name for them, but well, basically, you're working for a company who gets a third party who gets the work for you, and then they dispense it out to you. So uh, it's that way, or it's just going directly to the um, the title agency. Okay, so I was looking for to doing that toward the end, but when those what am I trying to say? When those rates went back up, it was the game. It was dead. So there was no more of that. So I had some struggle after that for several months before I decided to do something that I had never done in my life. And I remember my family, they were all questioning, like, I said, well, there's a security company out there. They're looking for security officers. Never done that in my life. But I'm always willing to do something different just to, if it means making the rent, you got to make the rent. You got to do anything, almost anything, almost anything. You have to do what you have to do to get the money, so that you can pay things. And as time has gone on. I mean, I'm not that spring chicken that I used to be. So, so doing the two, three jobs, I mean, honestly, in this country, people come here, foreigners even come here, and they look for a way for a better life. And granted, maybe it is a better way of life for them when they get here, but they also come here in shock. Once they get going and they do what everybody's been doing here, they realize it's not what they thought. This country, it's set for you to work and work until you die, and nobody wants to do that. Okay, voluntary work, something that you love doing and you just want to do because it keeps you active, uh, then that's really good if you have that attitude. Or if you're running your own, of course, you'll probably keep going. um, but the average, I mean, this is what it's come to. And everybody knows what's been said for years about retirement. I mean, when I get to that age of retirement, it may not even be there anymore. um, but I'm not depending on that. We're trying to find a way so that we can make the money and make it happen, and so that you can be comfortable. Okay. Some people have bigger expectations. Hey, I want to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you choose. Okay. So here's the thing: how do you do it? Now, most of us are on here. I'm a very new creator. So YouTube, yeah, that it would be great to have a stream of income from YouTube. I know it would probably go slow. It'll start small, and just depending on how much greater my content gets, if I can capture an audience, that all works in your favor, is getting monetized and getting sponsorships and things like that. Like I said, this journey, this is just the beginning. Um, okay. Sorry, you guys. Sorry for the interruption. I had to get my food at the door. But anyway, um, and that's funny because that's another gig. I used to actually do DoorDash. I did DoorDash. I've done Uber, Lyft. I did. Um, what else did I do? I feel like I did something else. I just can't remember. I didn't ever do the grocery shopping unless it was DoorDash and it was just one of those situations where you had to go in there and pick up a few items for them, like liquor, wine, something like that. I did do that. Um, I did that kind of stuff. Um, I did Uber and Lyft. I did that probably for about 6 years, and I did it part time, um, and I loved it. Never, only real problems I ever had with that is the few people that got sick in my car, and that just ruined my night. But there's pros and cons with everything that you do. So that did happen to me on Uber's under Uber's watch, and that's for the most part. I never really had much problems with any of my passengers. A couple of smart mouth ones, of course. They get real slick at the mouth, but um, there's a remedy for that too. Anyway, so I did that. I love driving. I know the outside, inside of Phoenix pretty well. And if you didn't catch, I'm in Arizona, so I did. I enjoy doing that. Sometimes the jobs that don't seem to be, whatever the case is, those are the ones that you like the most. I like people. I like communicating. I like conversating with people, meeting interesting people. Sometimes you get good referrals. You do networking and you find out certain things. They can give you tips on things. Sometimes they'll even tell you about certain jobs that you may be interested or they think that you would be good at. I mean, networking opens everything up. It opens a lot of things up. So that I could say those are pros about being a driver and driving different people all around. So I did enjoy that. If you really don't like people so much, then that's where DoorDash, things like that, Uber Eats, stuff like that comes in. Because you're pretty much for the most part dealing with yourself. So, outside of picking up the food and then delivering. But anyway, I mean, most of us, we do what we have to do. I've been doing that most of my life. Most of my life, I've been working two jobs, um, doing this, doing that. I've had some breaks for several years where I didn't have to do that, maybe because my partner had a strong enough income where we really didn't have to do that, whatever the case is. But me, the independence has always been there, and I depend on myself first before anything else. So that's a safe place for me, because I know I just know what needs to be done. Some things we wish we would have did a little different, or whatever the case is. No regrets. You always learn. Everything is a learning opportunity. So, and I'm at this point in life where, this is what it is. And my objective now is really just to make things more comfortable. I can't change anything that happened in the past. I can't change the decisions I made. And I hope none of you guys, I hope you're not feeling the same way, because that doesn't help your mental at all. You have to move on, move past whatever it is that's holding you. Stop thinking about what you should have did. You wish you had did this. You would no, 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 because that's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do the people around you any good. Um, this is a time where, again, stop thinking about stuff that doesn't matter. You can't change it. I know people like that, and I go, why are you still harping on something? You can't change it. Just move on. It doesn't matter how bad the decision was. You learn from it, and you make it better from this point out. You do something, do what you have to do. It may be harder now because you should have did it a little different then, but whatever it takes. Um, People are out here. I've got a couple of people that I know that they've talked about being a creator, but we go into that analysis paralysis. We get stuck. We're always studying, trying to um, figure it out, but you won't figure it out until you get online. You got to get on here and you have to start recording. Like I mentioned before, I was thinking of even doing this and around 2021, and I just I never got around to it. I was trying to figure other things out. I'd still like to get back to figuring some other things out, because I would like to run something on my own, do something on my own, where I depend again on me, and something that I can manage and learn, because the learning never stops. You're always continuously learning how to do things and how to do it better. Okay, so it's one person I know. They said they want to create, and I think they did get started on a couple of different platforms. They're testing the waters, just as I am. You're not going to learn unless you do it. Then it's another person I know that they talk about it, and I think they may be doing it faceless. I'm not sure what platform, but they seem, but they're, I don't know, they're kind of more of a negative. I don't know how that's going to work for them, but anyway. But for the average, I mean, if you don't want to do this, and they say you can do faceless, you can try faceless options. Um, I it's so much, I guess, that you could really talk about if you think about it. The thing is, how much content can you make around it? Faceless versus not faceless. For me, it's easier because I'm not tech savvy when it comes to doing all this editing and things like that. I'll learn as I go, certain things and how to do it. But right now, I'm just not there. So it's what it is. I'll get better as time goes, and that I definitely, that's the goal. Because I also, like I mentioned, I would like to, hopefully at a time, I want to be the one. I want the money to come from me. I want to depend on myself. And when I say that, I mean I don't want to depend on a company to give me my bread and butter. I want to make my own bread, and I want to spread that butter, my butter, on my bread. I want to do that. I don't want anybody giving it to me. If I don't show up, I don't clock in, I don't get paid. Or I have to make sure I got enough PTO. I got to make sure I have enough. I don't want to have to live under those guidelines. And you know what? I'll be honest. I think a lot of people feel the same way, and they probably didn't realize they felt that way until around 2020, when everything when we were all shut down. And I really didn't start thinking about that at that time. But when I start, there was a few people that I lost, and due to what was going on, and that made me, I don't know, it was like a ton of bricks that hit me, and I just said, man, I don't want to go out like this. And you know going out like this, meaning on a struggle, you don't want your last, because we don't know, nothing's promised to you. You don't know if your last day will be tomorrow or in an hour, next year, 20 years from now. You don't know. So we can only live. You live as if this is, just live. You want to, yeah, I'm not saying not to plan, but you can only plan so much. You can only plan so much. So let's start here first. What makes you happy? Let's try to see. Let's make some money. Let's find other sources of income, because I just, all of us are going to get old one day, hopefully, and you don't want to be in that situation where, again, you're regretting what you should have tried or what you should have done. And now life is you have less of it, and you're on the other side of the coin, and now you're too sick or too old to do anything. YouTube creation is probably going to be one of the easiest things to try. And if you're in that situation now and you have nothing but time on your hands, then what would be your reason or excuse not to? I wouldn't be embarrassed. What would you be embarrassed for? I mean, people out here, they don't know you personally. You don't have to tell your family and friends. If it's meant for them to see, they'll run into you later on online, or maybe you want to tell them once you get to a point in your journey where the confidence is there. But you have to put in, you got to try. And the negative people around you, don't let them deter you, because those are the ones that always break you down. Those are the ones that always have something to say. But ask them what they're doing. They're not doing anything. They just want to break you down. They just want to tear you down and tell you, oh, why would you do that? Or that's a waste of time, or nothing's going to come out of that. We've all known somebody like that. We all have. And if you haven't known anybody like that, I hate to say it, but maybe that's you. Maybe you're the one. But anyway, so do what you need to do. YouTube right now, this is what they're saying. They're saying, hey, this may be an easier fit for you. I don't know if it's on easy mode or not, because I'm not monetized. I couldn't tell you. Hopefully by the time you hit this video, maybe I will be. Who knows? But you know what? Patience is golden when it comes to certain things like this, and you just have to learn as you go. You got to do it as you go, and it'll happen. It eventually will happen. So, all right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna get off this live here. Not live. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off, and I will go ahead. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me go back to my desk behind me and eat my food and do what I need to do. Okay? All right, you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.